It's not only about the SAP data centers. You can just migrate your any applications or any application or database from on-premises to cloud, to the cloud. I have recently migrated SAP servers to the AWS cloud. So I'm just going to brief you about all this migration process. So what we're going to do is to create a migration project here and create users related to the migration and authenticate migration user for migration task, like authenticate task related to the migrations. And what I'm going to do is here I'm going to create this migration project and migration user, then create a user group, and then create a policy on AWS. And before migrating to the AWS, you should have an AWS account, and it should be and if you are migrating through CloudEndure, then you have to create your CloudEndure access, and it should be on behalf of your company, on behalf of your company credentials. Like here I have a CloudEndure and AWS company where we're going to create a project. So let me create a project first. But before going to that, I just want to brief you about this AWS console. You need to then you have to create AWS console credentials separately. So before creating a CloudEndure account. So before creating AWS account, you need to have I just want to report that you need to log in with the credit card. So anyhow, you need your AWS won't charge you anything for this project or for any access related free access related instances like EC2 instances or predefined instances on AWS. So your credit card would be for used for authentication only. So let me create a project here. So I'll just give a name, Irshad underscore Radha, Irshad underscore migration underscore project. So this is my project name. So click on create. Okay, my migration project is created. So here you get a pop-up window here. Project not set up. In order to use this project, you first need to set up it. First, you need to provide them Amazon Web Service credentials required to use this migration project. Then you will need to configure the replication settings for the project. Let's start. So okay, I got it. So let's start. But before going to the project, before setting the credentials, I already have credentials for this. Like you need AWS access key ID, you need AWS secret access key. So I'll just guide you how to obtain those credentials. As I said, we need to create a user for this. So we have to log into this AWS management console. Before creating a user, we need to create a policy here. So click on the policies. So here you can create a policy of your own, but I have recently created a policy, so I just would like to continue with that policy only. So I have created a policy name, which is migration underscore hub. You can see it here. It is here. So it's mentioned here, migration hub. It's I have recently created this migration hub policy. So we'll just click on this. So here it is. Account. Hello, account is a full access or resources. So what does this mean? Or resources and full access? It means that you can just create either EC2 instances. You can create a buckets on management console. So these all permissions have been given to this migration underscore hub policy. So policy provision versions are here. Access advisor. You can add permissions. You can add permissions as well. Like you can just I have already assigned more than 9 these permissions to this policy, so I won't be able to add any more policies. So let's go to these permissions. So let's after creating the policy, what we need to do is to just create a user here. But before going to the user, I just want to add one more thing, that you can edit the policy here, and you can just add this permissions here. Whatever permissions you want to add, you can just click on that, and you can just edit there here, and you can assign this permission as per your as per your requirement. Sorry. So let's go to the users. So after creating the policy, you need to create a user here. So all I'm doing is just identity and access management. So so here I have created a user, which is Irshad underscore Radar. Irshad Radar is my user, and I have just assigned it a group, that is Irshad underscore group. When in this group I have assigned all the roles related, the full access key today, password today, last activity today, MFA not required now. And this user, let's go to this user, click on this user, and then you'll be able to see the permissions and the policies here, what permissions have been given to this. And so you can see that you can add permissions here. As I told you, I have already assigned more than 9 permissions, so I won't be able to add more more than 10 permissions. So you can just add permissions here to this user. Groups, I have created a group and then assign it to this user, and group is Irshad underscore group, and security credentials. So these are actually policy granting permissions. What actually it does is it will authenticate user for each and every activity, like create instance, create buckets, and assign grant permissions to other users. So all these permissions I have already assigned to the user, and the policy is already created. So this is very much mandatory to create this migration project, and to start migrating your data from from your data center, from from your data center to this cloud, or from your premises to the cloud. So whatever you want to migrate to cloud, you need to first follow all this with the help of identity management and CloudEndure. And CloudEndure, you will be able to create a project, and then after creating the project, you have to just start source system and target system, and then you will be able to assign a bandwidth as well, like how faster you want to migrate your project to this cloud. So dashboard is not complete because I have not assigned a migration key here. So let me assign a migration key, which I already have created and downloaded in the Excel form. So it's here I have created the tree. So click on to complete setup to start migration project. Just doing a copy paste here for migration key. So you have to assign a migration key here. Okay, now I'll just assign access key. Now save. So once it's completed, we'll be able to see bandwidth and everything. Here is our migration source. So this source system and the target system need to be built as per the source system. So like I have migrated an SAP application server, so you need to go for the same sizing and all related to the SAP. Like if you have standard server, this is central server, or you have distributed system in the SAP application, so you need to select the hardware sizing as per the SAP standard. And you have to build instances, and if you want to set up your own VPN, then you need to configure VPN first. Then you, after configuring the VPN, then you need to assign inbound outbound process to select as a networking policy, and then you have to then you will be able to just create a VM on your instance of EC2 instance, the default instance where you can just launch your VM, and you can create multiple VMs on behalf of your application. Like you have 3 system landscape in SAP, development, quality, and production. Then you will be able to create a 3 system environment by just creating 3 system landscape from VM perspective. That's very convenient and useful. Like if you are on the cloud side, it will take a backup of whole VM. Then if something goes down or some failure or anything like that, downtime, then you will be able to recover all your server with all not only a database perspective or the application perspective. All of your VM server will be if it is a failure or anything, it will be it will be restored in just a half an hour. So that's the advantage of cloud. Actually, select your source system, and then if it is Asia Pacific and it's a Europe, or if it is East Europe, US, OEO, or any other infrastructure. So if it is based in somewhere like that, somewhere in US or in UK or in Asia, so that's for your migration source, like your from which data center, or from which region, or from which platform you are migrating to the migration target. Target will be your AWS cloud, like what region you have chosen, like if it is in Asia Pacific, Europe, or East, US, or in London, whatever you have, whatever key you have asked, like key for migrating to cloud, AWS cloud, you anyhow need key pair to select the key pair from which region you want to implement, like you want to access your servers, if it is an SAP, then like it will be simple as it is, like you are accessing your SAP servers through your VPNs, or private VPNs, or you are accessing through your direct connection. But it is better to use the VPN actually, not the direct connection, because it will be very costly for you. For VPN, it's more convenient and more faster than our traditional data centers. So in nutshell, I want to say your servers to my cloud servers, source to your server, and target is public cloud, like your AWS cloud. So if I choose here like other infrastructure, and I choose here, let me go to the Asia Pacific, the Tokyo. So this server should be the Tokyo, or I just want to choose it the EU or anything like that. Choose as per your availability. Replication servers. So it's mentioned, replication servers are small machines used to facilitate data replication. What actually I have already explained. They are automatically launched in the staging area and discarded when no longer needed. Learn about failing back to the other infrastructure. This means that staging area means that we can say it is a buffering area, where once our servers are migrated, during that I can give the concept of the shadow system. When we do SAP upgrade, it creates a shadow system. Like after upgrade completion, there is no shadow concept after that. Then our shadow instance will be removed automatically. The same thing materialized here. So this is the concept actually, which is shadow concept in the SAP related upgrade strategies. So maybe difficult to understand for non-SAP guys. But simple as it is, shadow concept is replication concept here, like staging area. Once upgrade is done, once migration is done, nothing will be there. So staging area will be no longer available. So default ensure cloud security group. Already I have chosen the security group. So you can choose security group as per your. And then as I said, use VPN or direct connection. Though better to use the VPN, not the direct connection. And as I said, the key pair, staging area key pair, like key pair for your Asia or Africa, Asia or the US, whatever key pair you have configured for your target system. Like where you have created your servers, your physical these virtual machines, like from AWS perspective. So you have to create those machines as per the key pairs, and then it goes to the network bandwidth. If we just allow the network bandwidth, so we can just choose it. Like we have to pay as per that. Like I want to migrate faster than anything else. Like I can just make it till 1 GB per 1000 Mbps per second. So this is 1000 Mbps per second is that's a very good actually for migrating any application to the cloud. I think there's nothing what we can do more than this, because this is more faster, more accurate. There's no data loss concept, or we can say that data failure during this process. So this was all about the migration project. I have not created any migration project like Source and Target, because I don't have anything to migrate. This was all the demo. But if in the real-time scenario, the same thing will materialize. But in real-time scenario, we have to choose our migration source system, like our own premises, and migration target system, whatever we have configured from the cloud side. So this is all concept about the migration projects to AWS cloud. The same thing we can do with the Snowball as well. And Azure concept is also the same. Azure is also the same procedure. And the second thing is what we do is we do the system copy method in the classic migration. If we go to the SAP, we have a classic migration method where we can just choose the system copy method and build up the new servers on cloud, on AWS cloud. But for that, we need to create the same sizing this hardware, VMs and EC2 and all SAP, bring your license, everything. It's a very deep concept. But today I just want to focus on migration project only. So this was all for today. So I will just try to create one more video on this, so that you will be able to understand what actually happens during migration to cloud. Thank you.